The difference is a lot of times when you go to a conference, you're being spoken to, or you're doing the speaking to a large group. There's no real dialogue. Whereas here, the whole thing's been a big dialogue, which I really enjoyed. I've learned a lot. I met some really great entrepreneurs, and I hope I passed on some knowledge or advice that helped a few companies get off the ground.
I think if you're an entrepreneur looking to connect with more experienced entrepreneurs or investors in a one-on-one setting and get feedback and build relationships, No Panels is the place to be.
Oh, well, there's no comparison with the others. Okay, this is the best. Why? Because it's not about just exchanging business cards. This is about real interaction with people you read about in Wired or any of the other Inc., Fortune, Forbes. You get to meet them here, and you're just like an attendee, but you're an entrepreneur, or you want to connect with them on another level. So you're connecting with on about 3 or 4 different levels. And the other conferences, it's like everybody has to rush to the stage to get the business cards, and there's like, I can't talk to you right now because there's people waiting. So that eliminates that whole problem. So now everybody's in a real engaging learning experience.
So it actually was very interesting, more interesting than whenever I do like demos, where I actually go and put my own demo of our app, because you get to interact with the different panelists, and you get to ask questions and you get to poke their brain. While if they're just walking through your table, they're just giving you 20 or 30 seconds of their attention. So it was very interacting.
It's been really good, actually. The opportunity to talk to people individually and be able to pin down some real industry leaders in marketing and in VCs and in all kinds of other different sectors has been really useful for us to get some direct feedback on what we're doing and to find out exactly the best route we can take going forwards.
It's a great format because here, guys, you provide us a lot of networking opportunities, and that's really amazing because I just have a chance to talk with every single person I want to talk here, and that's really, really cool.
This is my first event of this type, and I think it's a very cool idea just because everybody knows that at more conventional conferences, a lot of the best stuff is not up on stage, it's the people you meet and the informal things that happen. And so a conference that kind of takes out the conventional stuff and focuses on the person-to-person interaction is a great idea.
It's fascinating. This is the first time I've been in a situation like this that had no panels whatsoever. And so far, it's really energizing.
I enjoyed them. I really like the spirit of giving here. You have people who have a lot of experience, a lot of connections in Silicon Valley, and all they want to do is to listen to your current pressing issues, to give you advice, to give you connections to people that they know. And I really like that intimate aspect.
Well, I like the fact that it actually has no panels. I think it's a great way to actually engage more with the audience members and with the people who would otherwise be speaking, and really, ask them specific questions that would be helpful to how you think about your business.
I would say this is a entrepreneur-centric event, whereas all the others is more about the event because they were to blow up this entire event. Oh, we had David Hornick here, or we had this guy and that guy, and they want to make a show. This is not a show. This is all about you as an entrepreneur and to get the most out of your time.
Great event, great concept anyway, in terms of connecting with people one-on-one and getting feedback. So I thoroughly enjoyed it.
From the beginning to the end, from the emails, then the photos of all the venture capitalists, of the entrepreneurs, of the people like me that were participants, contributors, presenters, basically. It was so well done, so well organized, and entrepreneurs, this is what they really live for. Men and women. There are a lot of women here today, which was very encouraging, and they're all successful. The venture capitalists, very recognizable names in Silicon Valley, and then the people that were presenters, contributors like myself. They were very, very educated, very experienced, and they had a lot of good feedback to give to the attendees.
You get to really engage investors directly, and so I've probably had 25 conversations today at least. And then I think you also, because of the breakout sessions, because you're actually in the dialogue, you actually get to learn from your fellow entrepreneurs. I've actually seen a lot of entrepreneurs asking each other for advice at the event, which never happens. You never see that at another conference. So I also think just the style and the vibe here is really good. People are really open, people are sharing, and there's good information and advice being exchanged.
Well, that's the thing. It's totally about engagement. So usually I'm on a panel. I'm often hearing pitches and judging or commenting. And in this case, I'm sitting down and it's that dating service. And it's just 5 minutes per entrepreneur. So it's just exclusively engaging. So what's really neat about it is entrepreneurs are able to ask the questions they're most interested in having answered. And then I'm able to answer them efficiently.
It's a good mix of sort of investors as well as seasoned entrepreneurs, so I think that's a good combination to have as part of the non-panelists.
What I see is it's hard to connect with those investors or those big speakers on stage. It's hard for a few reasons. One, if you're in the Valley, you're getting hundreds, thousands, if not several hundreds of attendees. So once they're off stage, they just run off, right? Like David Hornick did in the morning. Other than that, nobody else ran off. So, and because he was a keynote. So, people swarm them. It's just a different environment. When it's a smaller, more intimate event and it's one-on-one connections, you build relationships, or rather it's the first step towards building a long-term relationship. And everything is like, hey, can I get the next meeting? It's easier to have that conversation in this environment to get the next meeting versus going to a major conference where you see people on stage, you feel like you've learned something, but you really get drunk and maybe you connect with this people.
Because here you can just talk to the industry expert and ask the question which are really bothering you and with the problems you're really struggling with your startup. And as far as this is an industry expert, they can really give you really, really valuable advice. And they can provide you important, helpful things which can grow your business really well.
Probably more pointed, relevant information. I think the panel style is all about imparting, but you're never sure if you're communicating what the audience really wants to hear. And I often find it's almost an excuse for the entrepreneur to then come up afterwards and want to engage. So this seems very efficient.
I've been to many other events, but what I really liked about No Panels part is the no panel part, that you really get to engage with people, but also with investors or any other people that are out there. It's just not watching someone talking, but it's really interaction.
Oh, it's a great combination of resources in one place. Very different people, and it's not like everybody is entrepreneurs or everybody's investors. There's experts in different fields. Whatever you're doing, you will find relevant people to ask advice, maybe partner.
A real wide range from people that are already in business to people that are at the idea stage, people that have betas, so quite a nice breadth of entrepreneur and other investors, people that are looking at bringing companies from other countries that are already funded and pretty advanced, so it's a nice blend.